It's hard to describe like what it feels like. It's ever since like watching the Olympics. The first one I can remember was Sydney. Just watching with my family at home. I was 5, and like ever since then, it's just been like you see these Olympians as amazing people, and I knew I wanted to like. I've always loved sport, and just growing up, and since then, it's always been like a big part of my life, and like I dream to sort of say you're the best in the world at something and win not just an Olympic medal, but specifically the gold. And I came to these games thinking like, if I perform well, I can medal. And I would have been absolutely like amazed with like any colour. But to be able to say I'm an Olympic champion, it's like my life's dream is just like achieved. I don't see how it can get any better. It's been unbelievable. I got into it when I joined my secondary school, Whitgift. I got chosen for the school's biathlon team, which is just running and swimming. And from there, I was sort of talent scouted by the Team GB talent coach, and just sort of picked up shooting. And then at the time went to the under 16 Europeans as a wild card the year later, and I ended up winning that. So that sort of success sort of springboarded me to pick up the fencing and the horse riding, and ever since then I've just been like on this amazing journey, and now I'm here. Things like, well, fencing is like a lot of it's just coordination and then experience and knowing how to sort of work with the opponent on the piste. So a lot of that, I think, just experience in sport and being like hand-eye coordination, playing rugby, football, swimming, everything when I was younger just really helped. So I think like naturally as a kid I picked that up quite quickly. But like on the other hand, yeah, horse riding was not something that was natural to me. I've got hay fever. I'm allergic to grass. I'm allergic to like animal fur. So I'm allergic to horses. So yeah, like that was definitely the hardest one, sort of like learning how a horse like responds to certain actions and like just getting to know them. And like I'm getting there now. Like obviously I can ride a horse, but I'm just so far behind someone who's like lived in the equestrian world all their life.
Mm. How about your improvement from Rio to Tokyo? The shooting obviously was a big thing, and did you have any bad flashbacks when the shooting started last night?
Not during the competition. I was quite like disciplined mentally, just to focus on what I was doing this time around and not thinking about what went wrong last time. I think the experience in Rio is part of what like got me that medal, because in Rio it was just like my laser on the target didn't register once, and that's what sort of tore my shooting apart. Like I panicked as soon as that happened, and that's when I started missing everything. And then on the last shoot, I literally don't know how it happened, but my first shot on the last shoot didn't register, and I could have easily sort of started panicking then, thinking if I do a bad target here, I literally can't win the gold anymore. But so that shot didn't go off, and then I hit 5 out of 5, and I think that was the difference of having that experience in Rio to being able to focus and not panic in that situation was the difference between medaling and not.
And you look like you were under a bit of pressure in the running with your opponent there. Were you kind of did you feel confident all the way? Were you sort of keeping a bit up your sleeve?
Yeah, I mean, competing on the World Cup circuit for a couple of years, you sort of learn how quick everyone is, and with sort of 20-ish sort of seconds over most of the field, I knew that like no one would catch me that quickly and still have enough left in the last lap. So I took my first 2 laps a little bit easy, saved myself. I pushed the third a little bit just to give myself some sort of like leeway in the last shoot in case I made a mistake. And then I had like plenty left in the tank for the last lap, and it was enough to take me home.
Right. And tell me about your the makeshift target range you set up. What, in the backyard at home or in the garden?
That's just started out as a bit of fun. Me and my flatmate at the time, Sam Curry, he's also part of the pentathlon program in Bath. It was in the beginning of lockdown 1, so we had like on the horizon sort of 12 months of training with no competitions, like no real like goal or sort of purpose to the training. So it just sort of started as a bit of fun in the garden. We literally got like a little sort of stone hut with some steps. So we sort of guessed which step was about the right height for the targets, and we had a table which we guessed where about 10 meters was, and we just started shooting there for a bit of fun, like in that amazing summer. And from there, it actually became some pretty good like laser run training. Like we could jump the fence, use the school field next door, and yeah, it's definitely helped. Like just being able to be training consistently even during that time.
You had the laser guns at home, did you?
Yeah, we had one opportunity to drive to the uni right when lockdown was announced. So we sort of ran in, pillaged the whole like pentathlon hall, took every bit of training equipment we could find, and got home. I think we had like 10 minutes in and out, and
Oh, right.
yeah, we were able to get some of the kit out.
Sure. And you were a bit dispirited when lockdown happened and when the Olympics were postponed. Did you lose a bit of motivation?
Yeah, it was nothing like serious. Just yeah, like a lot of motivation was lost because I'd had such a fantastic 2019 year. I was world number one going into the Olympic season, like really excited and full of confidence. And then something like that was all just taken away. Only a few months to go. So for there was 2 or 3 weeks where I just didn't train. I didn't want to because it kind of felt like, what's the point? There's nothing coming up. But after that sort of time to like readjust and like focus on this new idea of Tokyo 2021, it just I sort of just reset to where I was like the year before 2020, and reset and had the same goals, same ideas, and it's been a pretty smooth running.
And a bonus as well with Kate winning in the women's the day before.
Oh, I couldn't let the girls have all the glory again, could I?
You friends off the circuit? You and Kate?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the whole squad, the whole team, we all train in at Bath Uni. Like, it's just the best place to train, like with the other best athletes in the country. So we're all really tight knit bunch. We've been sharing an apartment in the Olympic Village, and it's just been amazing. So I can't wait to sort of share the experience with her.